Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're talking about how you can play a song called Practice Makes Perfect by Abandoning Sunday. And we're going to end up cabling this on 3rd fret, but for our intro, we're going to start on a C major chord. And when you play C major, first finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, the second finger goes to the D string on the 2nd fret, the third finger goes to the A string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a C major chord that sounds really, really happy. And then from the C major chord, we're going to be going to an E minor chord. When we play E minor, first finger is going to go to the A string on the 2nd fret, second finger is going to go to the D string on the 2nd fret. If you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord that sounds really, really sad. And then from the E minor, we're going to be going to a D major chord. When we play D major, first finger is going to go to the G string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the high E string on the 2nd fret, and third finger on the B string on the 3rd fret. And if you kind of strum just the D, G, B, and E, kind of the skinny 4 strings, that'll get you your clearest sound with that. And actually, a lot of our verse and our intro is kind of that C major, E minor, D major, C major, E minor, D major. Although there are a couple other voicings for those chords you may want to play around with. On the C major, you may want to try something called C major 9, where you put first finger on the D string 2nd fret, second finger on the A string 3rd fret, third finger on the B string on the 3rd fret, and the pinky on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds something called C major 9. And actually, there's this cool lick that kind of happens later on, actually, where you kind of start on C major 9 without the first finger, and then add it in on the 2nd fret on the B, and then go back to the C. And actually, you may kind of recognize that, where you got kind of C major 9. Working that O to O on the D string around that chord. And then for the E minor, you may want to play around with an E minor 7 chord. When we play E minor 7, first finger is going to go to the A on the 2nd fret, the second finger goes to the D on the 2nd fret, the third finger stays on the B string 3rd, and the pinky stays on the high E 3rd. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like E minor 7 chord. And instead of the D major, you may want to play around with something called D sus, actually, where you kind of take just the first finger and go to the G string on the 2nd fret, third finger stays on the B string 3rd fret, pinky stays on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you kind of strum the D, G, B, and E, then that sounds a D sus or D suspended chord. So you may want to play around with those voicings through that intro part. And there's a really, really cool little arpeggio part actually around that C major 9, where you kind of play the B string, and then G string, and then high E string, and then B string, and then kind of start that over again. So you're going B, G, E, B, G, E, B, G, E, B, G, E, B, G, E. And if you wanted to, if you're a little bit more adventurous, actually, you could kind of add in bass notes around that. So you could have that 3 open, and then on the first 3 on the high string, you could add in the A string on the 3rd. And then you can kind of go to the low E string for the E minor chord. And then kind of hit the open D. And almost kind of get almost like a 2-part, kind of like a bass. So you may want to kind of play around with that, actually. Again, that C, E minor, D. And I'm actually kind of doing that hybrid picking, so I'm using my pick for my bass and using my fingers to kind of work the arpeggio around it. I don't know, you may want to kind of play around with that. Although one of the guitar parts that almost sounds like you'd be working some things called power chords instead. When a power chord is where you play the root and the 5th of the chord. So instead of playing the whole C chord, you can play just the root and the 5th of that chord. If C is number 1, C, D, E, F, G. A G note is kind of the 5th. So you can take the first finger and go to the A string on the 3rd fret, third finger on the D string on the 5th fret. And if you strum the A and the D strings together, that sounds something called C5. And if you took that shape and slid it over 2 frets, that would make it a D5 power chord. Actually, whatever note you're playing on the A string is the power chord name. And then from there, if you slid it over to 7 and 9 on the A and the D string, that would be an E5. So you may want to think about kind of starting off on the C5 and kind of doing 8 downs. And I'm kind of doing muting with that, kind of taking the right hand and kind of laying it on top of the strings. And then you could do 4 on the E minor, 4 on the D. So you'd be thinking those chords, but kind of working as power chords. C, E, D2, 3, 4, C2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, E2, 3, 4, D2, 3, 4. So you want to kind of experiment with that. Now another way to kind of work it though is to use some things called strum patterns. One of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the C and just tried that a lot to kind of warm up. You'd have down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up. So if you wanted to, you could kind of work that through that verse progression by doing the whole pattern on the C major, and then kind of doing a down, down up on the E minor and the D, which would be kind of a cool, easy way to do it. So you have C, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, D, down, down, C, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, D, down, down, C, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, D, down, down, C, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, D, down, down, or in the recording it sounds more like kind of a down, 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 up would be one option. We have that C with kind of a down, 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 up, down, C, down, 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 up, down, E minor, down, 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 up, down, D, down, 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 up, down, C, down, down, up, down, C, down, 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 up, down, E minor, down, 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 up, down, D, down, 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 up, down. You have to get really fast at it to kind of work that. So you may want to try doing kind of the C with a down, 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 up, and then going to the E minor with a down, down, up, doing down, down, C, down, down, up, down, C, yeah, C, down, 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 up, down, E minor, down, down, D, down, down, C, down, 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 up, down, E minor, down, down, D, down, down, C, down, 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 up, down, E minor, down, down, D, down, down, up. Now a lot of times with a song like this too, something else I like adding to the song is bass notes. And on that first down, if you're doing the down, down, up, down, up, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the C chord, you'd have the A string for your bass. On the E minor, you'd have the low E string for your bass. And on the D chord, you'd have the D string for your bass. So you could kind of work it as kind of a bass down, up, and then kind of half them with a bass down, up on the E minor, D. So you have C with an A bass, down, up, down, E minor with the E bass, down, D with the D bass, down, C with an A bass, down, up, down, E minor with the E bass, down, D with the D bass, down, C with an A bass, down, up, down, E minor with the E bass, down, D with the D bass, down, up. You can kind of work that with that down, 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 up idea too, where you could have the C with kind of a bass, down, down, up, down, E minor with the bass, down, D with the bass, down, C with the bass, down, down, up, down, E minor with the bass, down, D with the bass, down, up, C with the bass, down, down, up, down, E minor with the bass, down, D with the bass, down, C with the bass, down, down, up, down, E minor with the bass, down, D with the bass, down, up. And then we'd basically be repeating that until we get to our chorus part. And our chorus part, actually, you'll hear the kind of that C major non-lick where you start with the open D, and then do it up, and then kind of do it down on the C. And then we almost kind of fill in a C with more downs. And then we go to an E minor chord again with kind of that down, 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 up, or you can even do kind of the bass down, down, up, down, up. And then we kind of have a G major chord. When we play G major, first finger is going to go to the A string, second fret. Second finger is going to go to the low E string on the third fret. You could do just the third finger on the high E string, and that would sound a G major chord. Or if you kind of dig it on that 3 and 4 on the B and E string, you could put third finger on the B string, third, pinky on the high string, third. And then there's almost like a little bass move actually, where on the D chord we would do something called D/F sharp, which means a D major chord with an F sharp in the bass. And the way you could play that chord is the F sharp's on the low E string on the second fret. So you can put first finger there, second finger on the G second, third finger on the high E second fret, and then the pinky on the B string third. A little NBC there for you. That's called D/F sharp. Or you could take the regular D major that you're doing already and kind of take the thumb and add it down on the low E string. Or if you're digging all the sus shapes, actually kind of the D sus, and working the pinky on the high E string, you can just take the first finger and go to low E string on the second finger on the G string, second fret, third finger stays on the B string, third pinky stays on the high E string on the third, and that's called D sus/F sharp. So you may want to think about adding those in. And for bass notes, actually, that would be the low E string for that particular chord. So on our chorus, actually, we could just do it with down, down, up, down, up, and we'd have C with the down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, G, down, down, G, C, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, G, down, down, big C at the very, very end. Or you can kind of work your bass notes in it and have C with the bass, down, up, down, C with the bass, down, up, down, E minor with the low E bass, down, down, G with the low E bass, down, D/F sharp with the low E bass, down, C with an A bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, E minor with the low E bass, down, down, G with the bass, down, D/F sharp with down, and big C. Or you can kind of work it off that down, 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 up, where you have C with kind of down, 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 up, C a down, 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 down. Now there's some different variations that would work for this. But C with kind of a down, 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 up, C, down, 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 up, E minor, down, 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 up, G, down, down, C /F sharp, down, C, down, 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 up, C, down, 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 up, E minor, down, 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 up, G, down, 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 or you get work the basses in that, kind of the bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down, up, E minor, G, D /F sharp, C. Extra basses can be kind of cool too. So you want to kind of experiment with that, or you kind of do that C lick and then kind of build it up on the C with downs. E minor, G, D, C, C, E minor, G, C. So you want to kind of experiment with those. Actually, lots of different ways to kind of work that. And then we'd be repeating our verse and our chorus until we get to our bridge part. And on our bridge, we go to a D major chord, and then we go to a C major chord, and then we go to an E minor chord, but then we go to an A minor chord. And when we play A minor, first finger is going to go to the B string on the first fret, second finger on the D string on the second fret, third finger on the G string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And on that part, actually, it's almost like a change of feel to something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is right now, if we're kind of tapping our foot to the beat, our down, down, up, down kind of divides that into two parts, and that's called an eighth note. So 1, 2, 1, 2. What a 16th note is where you divide that into four parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually kind of that down, 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 up, and the down, 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 up, and the down, 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 up. All work off of that 16th note pattern. But what can be kind of cool, and through this part, it sounds like they're doing kind of a down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And so what I mean by that is on the first down, you'd be doing a down on 1, up on 2, down on 3. So you'd be going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or down, up, down, down, up, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the second beat, you'd be doing down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you'd be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, you'd be doing an up on 2, down on 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you'd be going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, 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 down, up. So all together, you got down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. So we tried that through our bridge progression. We have D with the down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, far down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, far down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. And then we kind of go to the D, and it's kind of weird. It almost kind of goes into just downs on the last few chords. D, C, E minor, and you might want to do more than that, kind of go back to that kind of downs with the muting. Actually, I think that would be kind of a cool thing to do through that part. So on those last few chords, you could kind of think D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, C, E minor, A minor, or you might want to just kind of play around with down strings through that part and kind of give it a lot of gravity too. Or you could take that 16th note strum pattern and then add basses to it. That would be another option. Kind of going bass up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C, bass up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E minor, bass up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E minor, bass up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, D, C, E minor, A minor. Kind of play around with it. Actually, there's a lot of different ways that you could do that. Yeah, kind of bass up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C, bass up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C, bass up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A, bass up, down, 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 up, down, 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 B, 1, 2, 3, 4, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, A minor. Then we're going back into kind of our chorus part and kind of repeating that. Now the weird part is to play along with the band ending Sunday, instead of starting on a C major chord, they're actually starting on an E flat major chord. So what you want to do to play along with the recording is take a capo, and if you put it on 3rd fret, then now your C major is really an E flat major, and your E minor is really a G minor chord, and your D is really an F major chord, and when we get to it, the G major is really a B flat major, and the A minor is really a C minor chord. But you may want to start it off with, you can start it off with that intro, like kind of working the top few strings as kind of the arpeggio. So that might be kind of a cool thing to kind of try and add in those basses. Or you could go to just the muting idea, right, with the power chord. So we could kind of start with C, and this is weird because now you're really on the 6th fret with the first finger. And then you're jumping up the 10th fret for what we're thinking of the E, and then 8th fret for the D. So it's a little weird with the C, E, D. Or you could work it as kind of the working just the root position chords. Actually, you can even do that with the muting if you're kind of digging on that E minor, D, C, E minor, D. Or you could do down, down, up, and have the C with the down, down, up, down, minor, down, down, D, down, down, C, down, down, up, down, minor, down, down, D, down, down, up. Or you could be doing that down, 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 up, down, up. We have C with a down, 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 E minor, D, C, E minor, D. Or you could kind of work the down, 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 up, down, up on the C, and then do the E minor with the down, down, up, right? So the C, down, down, up, E minor, D, C, E minor, D, C, E minor, D, C, E minor, D. Or you can do the bass down, up, and have the C with the bass down, up, down, the bass down, D with the bass down, C with the bass down, up, down, the bass down, D with the bass down, C with the bass down, up, down, the bass down, D with the bass down. Or you can kind of work that C with the bass down, down, the bass down, D with the bass down, C with the bass down, down, the bass down, D with the bass down, C with the bass down, down, the bass down, D with the bass down. Or you could even fill that in, right? Kind of have that bass, bass down, down, minor, D, C, bass, bass down, down, minor, D, or bass down, down, minor, D. There's lots of ways to kind of work that verse. And then from there we'd be going into our chorus part, and we could do that with just that down, down, up, and have the C with the down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, slash, up, C, C, the down, down, up, down, minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, D, down, down, C. Or we could add basses to that and have C with the bass down, up, down, C with the bass down, up, down, minor, bass down, up, down, G with Louis bass down, slash, sharp with Louis bass, C with A bass down, up, down, C with A bass down, up, down, minor, Louis bass down, up, down, G slash Louis bass, and D slash sharp, big C. Or we could try the down, 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 up, and have the C with the down, 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 C, down, 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 minor, down, 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 C, down, down, C, slash, C, down, 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 C, down, 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 minor, down, 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 C, down, down, slash, big C. Or we could add basses to that and have bass, bass, down, down, C, bass, bass, down, down, bass, bass, down, down, G, bass, down, slash, sharp, C, bass, bass, down, down, C, bass, bass, down, down, bass, bass, down, down, G, bass, down, slash, sharp, down, C. Or you could work it with kind of that lick doing the C, and then kind of the build-ups on the C, E minor, G, slash, sharp, C, and then build up on the C, E minor, G, slash, sharp, C. So you might want to kind of take all those options and kind of see what you're feeling when you're playing through it. And then from there, then we'd be going back to our verse and then back through our chorus until we get to our bridge part. And on our bridge part, actually, we could kind of follow that with the down, down, up, down, up. And then we have the D with the down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, minor, down, down, up, down, minor, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, minor, down, down, up, down, minor, down, down, up, down. Or you could add basses to that. And that bass down, up, down, C with an A bass down. pattern. We have kind of that down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 C, down, up, down, 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 up, down, minor, down, 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 up, down, 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 minor, down, 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 up, down, 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 C, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, C, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, to that, and how do you do the bass up, down, 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 up, bass down, up, down, C, bass up, down, 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 up, bass down, up, down, our bass up, down, down, up, bass down, up, down, our bass up, down, 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 up, down, C, bass up, down, bass down, up, down, C, bass up, down, bass down, up, down, our bass up, down, bass down, up, down, our bass up, down, 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 down. Or you could work that idea kind of just the downs, or you could even do the double timing and kind of work that the 8 downs on each one instead. And kind of have that idea with the down, 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 C. So you would kind of play around with that, just kind of find a way that works for you. And then from there, then we'll be going back into our chorus part. So we can work that kind of with that down, down lick on the C chord, and then we have the E minor. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Practice Makes Perfect by Abandoning Sunday. So good luck!